Hello, Golden Rule. My name is Doug Embry, and I am a counselor with the district. It is my pleasure to introduce a new tool that you will be able to be using this year. I wanted, because I have some experience with it from a previous district. I was in charge of the implementation of it for a former campus. So, when working with Coach Delgado, he wanted me to kind of get with y'all and let you know what it is, kind of explain it. That way you're not, here you go, figure it out. You just know what it is, how to implement it, and some do's and don'ts. So this becomes a great tool for your classroom and not just something that sits in the corner and collects dust. All right, so getting into it, these are called calm down corner buckets. Okay, so a calm down corner is not this big crazy thing. It's whatever you're gonna make it to work for you. It's not gonna take up a crazy amount of room. Literally, like, put it in the corner, have a desk set up, a little area. I've had teachers put a rug, if you want to add a rug and some stuffed animals. Make it look to you that it comes uniform like this, and we'll go into what is all in it, but you can make this fit your personality in your classroom, the layout, as much as you want to. That's what's cool about these. They fit your style. So my calm down corner bucket is gonna be for all the classrooms. Okay, so you'll be getting one, and what's inside of it, I'm gonna go through one at a time. There is other things that will be in here, some handouts, some coping strategies and things like that. Because what these actually are is a great tool for when you see a kid escalating. Maybe they're talking back a little bit, they're frustrated with their work, or there's something going on. You know, they brought it from home that morning, and they're just escalating. And usually, when we talk about zones of regulation, green, they're good to go. Yellow, oh, we're getting a little scary, and then red, I'm having a full meltdown. And we don't want to ever get to red. So when you see your kid kind of getting that yellow zone, that's when these work amazingly if implemented correctly. So what will also be in here when you get these, there will be some paperwork, maybe some coloring pages as well, some calming strategies. They can do breathing techniques, and these kind of things that you would get, go over them with as a class. Okay, go over the sheets, show them each of these on how to use them. That way they know how to use them to calm down, so it's a lot more effective for you. So you'll be getting the sheets, coloring pages, some coping strategies like breathing techniques, and then we'll get into kind of what we have in here. A bunch of sensory things, because we'll have some kids on the spectrum, but just any kid. These work great. You might think, oh, great, let them play with toys. But when I'm working with kids in my office, I have a box full of stuff like this, because when they're focused on this, they forget about what made them upset. So giving them a minute to kind of recollect themselves, get their mind off of what made them angry, and then get back to work is what these are all for. Okay, so you'll have some sort of water sensory tool here they can look at. And like I said, just trying to get your mind, ooh, look what's happening, and now I'm not remembering what made me mad. Okay, and you got little fidgets here. You would, when you're going over these spinners, you'd make sure to know this isn't a toy you take home. These stay in the bucket. When you're done with them, they go back here. That way everybody can use them when they need them. These aren't a toy you can play with. These are tools to help you be successful in my class. Okay, so that's how you need to make sure they view them. So little fidgets, poppets, spinners, and like I said, it's not toys. Don't let them view them as that. It's just things to get their mind off of what's stressing them. And then when they're calm, then you can talk about it. Then, hey, come to my desk, let's talk. Okay, because that's what I use them for in my day to day. When a kid's in red, when they're so frustrated, they're not wanting to hear you, they're not wanting to talk, they're not wanting to reason. This is getting them back to that green zone to make sure they're ready to go. Okay, we got some other sensory mats here. Here's the colors for the coloring book that will be there. And then this is a cool thing they can do, especially with the older kiddos. Even the younger kiddos with this is what I love. They can, as they're calming down, show you what emotion they are. okay, as you get them start opening up on what's going on. Because sometimes just identifying the emotion, what's going on with them, is the big thing. And then y'all can work through on how to fix it. What do we do now? And then here are some strategies on these ones that they can do. And things, talking points y'all can do. So if you're not sure on, okay, how am I going to do? I'm not a counselor. What do I say? These would be awesome for you. Just sentence stems to be able to get in that conversation. And then probably the most important is this. I'm going to get more into them later. You have to have a timer with this, okay? You need a timer. So now if you don't like the little sand timers, okay, get a little digital timer, put it by. Because here in just a second, I'm going to tell you why on the ins and outs of like how you should implement it and how not to. They need to have a set time limit, okay? So that's everything that's going to be there. And like I said, there will be a little bit of paperwork, coloring pages, some coping strategies. And like I said, beginning of the year, when you get these, the first day or two, when you're going through all the classroom expectations, go through this. Show them where in the room. Have them gather around. Show them how to use each of these things. This one, I've seen it, when it's implemented correctly, is a great tool because it doesn't take any teaching time away from you. You can have them go kind of self-regulate. And once you kind of introduce it to the whole class, it's not this thing that's going to be a distraction to them, where if the kids, going back at you, it's going to be a distraction for everybody. They're stopping what they're doing and watching them. They'll know, they'll be autonomous with it. They'll go, get regulated, come back to work. But you have to set that expectation. You're going to do this and then go back to work, okay? You don't want this to be, I don't want to work anymore, let me go play, okay? This has to be a tool they know. Here's what I was talking about with the timers. Okay, you have 2 minutes. You have 5 minutes. When this is over, okay, now we're gonna go back to work, okay? And definitely the first couple of times, really be watching it like a hawk, okay? Really be on top of it. And once they get kind of used to, okay, it's up now, it's time to go, they'll be able to regulate themselves real easy with this, okay? So always have a time limit, because you will have that kid or two that wants to use this as a way of getting out of work. And the expectation is, no, this is helping us. This is getting us, our minds back in that green zone and getting us ready to get back to work, So definitely have a timer, okay? You don't want to let them throw things around or anything like that. That's why I didn't want to have any kind of ball situation here, because I can get real disruptive real quick. You want to make sure everything stays here, has some expectations. Everything stays here, stays in the bucket when you're done. We don't break anything. This is here for everybody when you need it. We got to treat this careful. Model it, like I said, on how to use it, what you should do, the proper way to use everything so nothing gets broke, and they're using it correctly so they can calm themselves down. And then have that timer, okay? And have them make sure. Because once you do that, then you're not gonna have the kids tripping over each other to be able to get out of work. I don't wanna do work, so let's go play in the corner. No, this is a tool that is just going to get us back to where we need to be successful in my class. And that's it. So I hope this works for you. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out and let me know. Once again, my name is Douglas Embry, okay? And look forward to it. Let me know how it works for you.